After failing to come to an agreement on a bonding bill last year, lawmakers passed a nearly $1 billion bill this year. A small portion of that bill allocated funds to reconstruct a heavily used road in Blaine that is falling apart. Ben has more on the unique circumstances that led to the state funding a city road project.
After 2 years of working to secure state funding to fix one of the worst roads in the city, Blaine leaders were happy to see the reconstruction of 105th Avenue included in the bonding bill that was passed late last month.
We were back in the House and the Senate bonding bills and moved through the process. Mayor Ryan and I were down at the legislature 5 times to testify. Continued to move through the process, and we're fortunate at the end to be in both bills. And then, as we know now, the governor signed the bonding bill.
This is the first project where the city has sought state funding. Normally, city roadway repairs are funded 50% from the city budget, and 50% is assessed to property owners along the roadway. The National Sports Center is the main entity that borders 105th Avenue, creating a unique problem.
In this case, we cannot assess. If you look at 105th from Radisson to 65, it is almost all state land. And so there are only a handful of private businesses on there. The City Council felt we're not going to assess a handful of private businesses if we can't assess the state. So the pitch to the legislature is the City of Blaine will put up 50%. We have 50% of the funding. It also is a shovel-ready project. We are ready to go. And the other thing is that the state has a responsibility here, not only because of our inability to assess, but by the way, this is the largest traffic or visitor state facility. It's 4 million visitors a year visit the sports center, and the state has a responsibility for some participation in that roadway.
So the city committed to pay for 50% of the project and asked the state to fund the rest. With agreement at the state legislature, the project is ready to move forward.
It's a $7.2 million project. Many people have driven 105th today. It's 2 lanes each direction with a super wide center turning area. This will look like a lot of the other parkway sections or county sections within the area. It'll have 2 lanes each direction, but have a center median area with protected left turning movements. Also, there'll be 2 roundabouts at key intersections. One at the the light at Davenport stays. The roundabout at the main entrance of the Sports Center, Canadian Urban Drive, will be a 3-legged roundabout. And then there'll be a new roundabout further east as you go, and that will serve the northerly future field expansion of the National Sports Center.
Safety improvements will also be a key part of the project. The area has heavy pedestrian traffic, which was taken into account during the design process.
The whole premise here is that the current speed limit is 50 miles an hour. And with the roundabouts, the plan is, and the engineer's plan is that you have to slow down to 15 to 20 miles per hour as you come into a roundabout. And then on both sides, to improve pedestrian safety, we will have the sidewalks on the outsides of the roundabout as you approach it, so they're clearly visible if there's a pedestrian in the crosswalk.
The project is shovel ready and will begin later this summer.
August 20th, there will be a start of construction. Okay. So that gets us past the Schwann's Cup, gets us back to past the 3M Championship. So our major summer events are done. We will then go from August 20th to freeze up this year. We'll do the northerly lanes first, shift traffic to the south, and one of the first things is to peel up the old blacktop, but we have to do a new water line. We've got some issues in there. And then Center Point will be redoing the gas line, and Connexus will be burying the overhead electric line as well. So that is kind of phase 1. We'll go to freeze up, come back in the spring, hit it right away as soon as we can, with the plan to be done by the time Schwann's Cup starts in 2018.
After finding success at the state capitol, city leaders are not ruling out seeking more funding in the future when appropriate.
Blaine has tried to take care of things themselves, and I think we've done a pretty good job of that. Every once in a while, though, there are projects, and the test at the legislature for bonding bill is supposed to have state and regional impact, and to me, this does. So in the future, when we have projects and the council agrees, we'll probably go back and try to pitch it again.
For North Metro TV News, Ben Hale reporting.
The construction timeline also allows for reconstruction projects to be complete before the new elementary school opens at the National Sports Center in September 2018.